Hello everyone. In this session, let us talk about Java. A overview of Java and its features. Java is a simple, secure, object-oriented programming language. It was designed by the scientist James Gosling. Actually, the origin of Java was on 23rd May 1995. It was officially released on 23rd May 1995, and some definition is given for this. We can define Java as just another virtual accelerator. Okay, let's see what are the features of Java. See, this is the scientist who designed the Java, Mr. James Gosling. Java is a simple language. Simple syntax is there. Anyone can understand. It is easy to understand, easy to write the code, and it's easy to compile the code. So no need to compile. It will automatically, the Java compiler inside the JDK will automatically compile. Once you write the code, you no need to compile the code explicitly. The Java compiler inside the Java C compiler is there. It will be inside the JDK, so it will automatically compile. And standard library will be there. Standard library means lot of built-in functions. So lot of built-in functions will be there. You can make use of it whenever required. And strongly typed language. Java is a strongly typed language. So every variable has a type, and every type is strictly defined. So it is a type safe language, and no pointer manipulation is required. The Java will the Java has some automatic pointing mechanism, so it will automatically point. And unlike in C and other languages, no need to use separate explicit pointers. Secure language. Java is a secured language because it has a mechanism, so that it has security manager in Java. It will avoid the malicious code. Suppose you develop any applets or applications in Java, and if any malicious code is damaging that applets or applications, means the mechanism, security manager is a mechanism inside Java. It will defend the Java from the malicious code, and it will defend against that malicious code. Some separate mechanism is there for Java, that is called security manager. And exception handling, better exception handling facility is there in Java. Exception means runtime error, so we can avoid runtime errors through lot of exception handling techniques. And automatic memory management. Automatic memory management means once memory is filled up, you no need to explicitly delete that memory. Automatically it will delete, because some garbage collector mechanism. Garbage collector is there. Garbage collector is a mechanism in Java. It will automatically frees up the memory whenever it is filled up. Suppose heap or stack is filled up, it will automatically cleans up. Now, the multi-threaded. Java is a multi-threaded language. We can perform multiple tasks at a time. More than one task could be done without any risk. So to do the multiple tasks, threads will be used. See, multiple threads will be used. Thread is the smallest processor. Just like you have in the program, main method will be there, no? Main. So that is also a thread. Okay. So thread is the smallest processor in Java. See, for thread, priorities will be given. More than one thread if we are using, priorities will be given for the threads in order to maintain the thread synchronization. Better thread synchronization will be there between one thread to another thread. So there will not be any thread jam will happen. So it's a thread safe language. and there will be separate thread pools will be given to initialize the thread instead of creating and deleting a thread every time. Thread pools will be used to initialize the thread. And next is object oriented concept. See, Java is an object oriented language, we said na. So Java contains Java is an totally built up using objects. See, object is a real entity and class is a virtual entity. Class means it's a virtual entity, and it means it practically won't present. Suppose you take a building, or any construction, any building you take, that blueprint of that building could be called as a class, and the real entities, see real building block, the blocks inside that building, some rooms, doors, windows, lot of things will be there in that building, so including bricks, everything, all real objects are said to be objects. They are, because they are real entities. And class, that blueprint of that structure of the building will be there, no, that is called the class. You can take one more example. Suppose dog is your class, and dog has some objects, that is its behaviors and states. Its states are its color, height, etc. Its properties. Suppose it runs, it barks, etc. Okay, these are all the its behaviors. Both behaviors and states are said to be objects, and that dog is called your class. Likewise, and encapsulation. Encapsulation is a mechanism where the methods, and that is methods and variables and methods will be binded at one single unit. So encapsulation is a object oriented concept. Encapsulation is a mechanism in which we bind methods and variables at a single unit, and that class will be made as private. We will come to know in details in further sections. Inheritance. Inheritance is a child parent relationship. It deals with parent class, and it deals with the relationship between parent class and the child class. It deals with the relationship between inheritance deals with the relationship between the base class and the derived class, or parent class and the child class. We have four types of inheritance in Java. They are simple inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. And one more inheritance is there, that is multiple inheritance, and that is not supported in Java. Multi-level is supported. We will come to know in details later. See, this is next is polymorphism. Poly means many, morphism means forms or types. Polymorphism. We have two types of polymorphism in Java, that is compile time polymorphism and runtime polymorphism. Compile time polymorphism, also called as the example for compile time polymorphism is overloading, method overloading, and the example for runtime polymorphism is method overriding. Okay, so we will come to know in details in the next sections. And see, method overloading and overriding is just suppose two or more methods are having same names with different signatures, that is called method overloading. And suppose you are going to implement the parent class method in a child class, that time that is called method implementation or method overriding. Likewise, and abstraction is a concept in which we will hide the implementation details and expose the required details. Okay, these are all the object oriented concepts in Java. Next, we will come to know how to set up the JDE. JDE means Java Development Environment. will practically we will show everything. Uh, See, firstly, you have to know is what you have to know is JDK. JDK means Java Development Kit. We have to download the JDK and we have to install it. Secondly, we have to set up the environment variable. Environment variable is required to set up in um, the system because we have to centralize that JDK. It means wherever you work, that JDK should work. Whether you work with the command prompt or in through IDE, it should work. The JDK must work. So that's why we have to centralize that JDK files. So we have to set up the environment variable, and next you can test it in command prompt. Installation guide for Linux. You can install Linux. You can install JDK in Linux using following commands. That is, to update your package list, sudo apt update is you have to type, and to install a JDK, sudo apt install default -JDK, and to check whether it is installed or not, we have to use the command java space -version. Everything will be shown practically. Just realize the thing. Next, Java installation for Windows. For Windows also, we have to download the JDK from the site. We have to download the Java development kit from the site, and we have to install that .exe file. For uh, Linux, it will be in tar format, tar.giz format. For Windows, it will be .exe format. .exe file we have to download and we have to install, and we have to update the environment variable, and you can verify the installed or not. You can check it in command prompt. Next is compile and run. We can compile and run the code through through two ways. That is, through command prompt and through any IDEs. Through command prompt means we have to type separately. We have to create a no. We have to type the Java program in a notepad and make it as a save it as a Java file. Through as a dot format Java file. We have to change that format to Java extension, and we have to execute in command line. If you have to run the Java code through any IDEs means we have to install that IDE. Suppose you have to run through Eclipse means we have to download Eclipse and we have to install Eclipse, and through Eclipse we have to run the code. Okay, we will show it in details practically. And next is Java coding conventions. See, every language has its own coding conventions. The Java also having some coding conventions. There are many types of conventions. Mainly here there are two types of coding conventions, that is Pascal casing and camel casing. What is Pascal casing means? The first letter or alphabet of each compound word must be capitalized. Example, we are declaring a string, that is here, see this. Here three words are there, three compound words are there. So here all the compound words must be, the first letter of each compound word must be capitalized. Actually here some modification to be done. Instead of showing this, you can understand easily. See, this is, instead of writing compound word, we can simply say word 1, word 2, word 3. Inside this string we have defined a string, that is word 1, word 2, word 3. It is totally a string, and it's having three compound words, that is word 1, word 2, and word 3. So here first word or first letter or alphabet of each compound word is capital. W's, all W's are capitalized. So that's why this is the way to define Pascal casing. And second one is camel casing. Here, apart from the first compound word, the first letter or alphabet of all other compound words must be capitalized. See here, the first compound word, word 1 is there. In this, the first alphabet W is small case in letter. From second compound word onwards, that is word 2 and word 3 are capitalized. First letter of all other compound words are capitalized. This W and this W are in capital. So this is the way, because since it is the starting the first letter is in small letter and remaining all are in capital, so we can say it's in the format of camel. So that's they're calling camel casing. Okay, and next is, yeah, here some lot of examples are there. Java coding conventions. See here the same thing. Camel casing. My variable name. This is the example. And here you can define, you can use camel casing. You have to use camel casing for variables, variable names, method names, and property names in Java. And for class name, for class names and interface names, we have to use Pascal casing. While defining a class name or an interface name, you must use Pascal casing. While defining variable names or method names or property names, you must use camel casing. That is the rule of Java. Thank you.